Well, how do we measure everything? The result. Okay, the result of the play, the result of the game, the result of the drive, the result of the game. And really that's not the way we measure them, and they need to know that. We measure them by process, improvement, not making the same mistakes, and it's hard for them to see that. So we have to show them on film. You know, they get frustrated, their drive isn't going good. And you know what, that's part of learning how to be a good competitor too. Not getting frustrated when things go bad, because guess what, they're going to happen. I don't care how good you are.
Do you see that more from the young guys or for the guys that have seen success in the SEC, like some of the returners?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of those. So the bulk of the team to me is young. I mean, what do we have? 3 guys on offense who've had some quality production, you know, and about what, 4 or 5 guys on defense. So the bulk of the team, you know, you missed the analogy. See, we're on our back right now in a new world.
Been working on that one all day, huh?
No, I haven't. It just came to me.
You obviously made some changes with the quarterback reps. What did you see out of them today?
Well, they do some good things, and then they struggle. And again, the other thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, we throw a lot at them. And one of the reasons is we can see what they do well and what maybe they struggle with, so it allows us to structure what we do offensively around them. And you never really know what they're good at unless you do a lot of different things. And you never really know what they're going to struggle at unless you do a lot of different things. So a lot of times when we're throwing a bunch of stuff at them, we're watching, we're evaluating them, and then we start seeing, okay, you know, what can Nick do well? All right, what does he not do as well? What can Matt do well? What does he not do as well? What does Tyler do well? What does he not do as well? And then you start formulating how you shape a game for the quarterback, and that takes time. It takes time. And then you got to say, well, he's not doing that well, but he can do it well, or he's not doing that well, and he'll never do it well. And that's the challenge.
Derek, another position where you've got some inexperience is corner. I know I'm saying it's all over, but what have you seen from those guys?
What y'all ought to say from now on is, you know,
just skip that part and just go right to
because really, you know, hey, one position where you have experience, that's the exception.
Gotcha.
The rule is we got no experience. That's okay though. We're okay, but anyway, corners.
Just go on corners.
Yeah. Long way to go. We have no experience.
Well, that's going to be fun. We'll do that all the rest.
No, they go through a lot of the same things as the offensive guys do. You're having to, you got new coverages in, then you got to defend all the different patterns, and so you're matching patterns. So if you're not playing fast and quick, you're going to get beat. All right, but it's the same deal. Just like we evaluate quarterbacks, what can the corner do? What techniques does he do well? What causes struggles with him? And then we shape the game for the corners too.
Or next year and Eric, they seem to be some guys who are stepping up for you. Is that fair? Have they elevated?
Yeah, Eric has done a great job. He brings a lot of physical toughness. He has a lot of spunk about him, competitive spirit, which, you know, that's a start. And so I've been pleased with his progress. He's got his things he needs to work on, but you like the competitive spirit, and that's where it starts.
You had said in your opening spring press conference one of your goals was for these guys to understand your brand of football that's going to be the brand of Tennessee football. A little over halfway through, how far along are they in understanding what's expected every day?
Well, I think understanding and then being able to do it is two different things. I think they're hearing what I'm saying. But in order to get to that, you don't get that brand in a day. You really have to condition your body. And, you know, it's that old saying, your body will adjust to whatever amount of stress you put on. It will. So the harder you push it and the more you make it work, you know, when you lift weights the first time, all of you guys know this, what happens when you wake up? You're sore. All right, so your body's saying, stop, stop. But then you got to go in and you lift it again and you push it again. And then eventually your body says, oh, this guy ain't stopping. So what happens? A muscle grows so it can withstand that kind of pain. And so your body's just like that. It's going to adjust. You hurt, your body's saying stop, but you got to say go, and then your body will say, okay, he's going. And it changes, and you get stronger, and you get mentally stronger. And so we're in that early part of trying to understand that. Y'all got a lot of material. Y'all should be good. for the, you know, you got plenty of articles out of all that.
Just one.
Yeah.
Just going back to the offensive line,
We can live off that newborn analogy for weeks.
Do what?
Coach Chaney said, you know, everybody talks about the quarterbacks, but it really goes back to the line to be successful on offense. What is it going to take? Like you said, you got to give them time, you got to develop them. But where are you guys other than newborns? How do you get those guys ready?
Well, we're right where I said we were. We're like newborns, and it takes time, it takes nurturing, it takes encouragement, it takes a foot in the tail, it takes making good decisions as coaches on what we call and trying to protect them a little bit so they don't get exposed to have to block too much. And it's not going to get solved this spring. It's just not. And it will get solved, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready by the fall.
How does that affect the quarterback race?
I don't think it has an impact on the quarterback race. You know, I think all 11 have to play well. You know, I don't think it's on the offensive line. And, you know, it's that same old thing. If you're not good here, then somebody else got to be good. But all 11 got to do their part. We can't keep our focus on the O-line.
What was your evaluation of special teams after watching the scrimmage film? Did y'all have any kicks blocked in that scrimmage?
We had one kick blocked with the 2 field goal, and that was it. That was a protection missed assignment. But for the most part, we're showing improvement in our protection on punt and field goal. We really are. But, you know, there's more to it than that. And the specialists have been pretty good for the most part. We still don't have the mentality as a coverage unit and a return unit, and we still don't have the attention to detail that you need to be good at.
David Oku said the other day that it seems like Coach Russell's schemes are a lot more player-friendly. They're a lot easier to pick up than what he was used to last year. Is that, I mean, obviously you don't really know what they were doing last year, but how user-friendly is the different schemes that...
Well, I try to, I mean, it's been the same system that I've, you know, been polishing and making better for 10 years. So you always try to make everything to where the players understand it. It's got to be advanced, it's got to be complex, but it's also got to be understandable and make sense to the players. And you know, I think that's just an evolution, a process. And I think part of that is each year where we're struggling in certain areas, say, what's a better way we can teach this, or a better way we can do it? We've been doing that for 10 years.